to do now is, now that we've had a chance to read, now that we've had a chance to go through the DVD with Smart Decisions, and you've learned a little bit more about muscle testing and some of the things that it can be used for and the necessity of it, what I wanted to do was to explain a little bit to you about how I work, which is that I'm interested in developing long-term relationships with clients. As you understand, Dr. Townsley was speaking of the need for this to be a long-term approach that, in fact, is, in my opinion, the only approach that really works from a deep down level to where you are repairing the cellular structure by getting it the nutrients that it needs. And another aspect to this is not just the nutrients, because we have need for physical health, but we also have need for emotional health. And in our emotional health, in fact, we can use muscle testing to help raise your level of emotional health and release negative emotions that may be operating at a subterranean level, affecting the quality of your joy, which of course is going to affect the quality of your health. So there's another type of testing that we do as well that can help you work with your emotional health. But this is an approach that requires a person who has made the decision that this is something that they want to do for the rest of their life. And frankly, I would not want to see you waste your money on doing something like this just to try it. And I certainly don't want to waste my time working with the wrong person either. And so based on some of these things that we've been talking about, can you give me a little bit of feedback about what your feelings are?
Well, I'm in it for the long term because I want to be healthy through my older age, and for my grandchildren and family not to have to be catering to me being sick. And so I want to do what I can to be healthy and to be, and to be proactive in taking care of that. And
I see.
I really like what you've shown me so far. It all makes very good sense to me. I like going alternative routes as opposed to using a traditional doctor. Not that they don't have their place, I know that they do, but there's just so many great new discoveries and nutritional supplements, and I love the emotional aspect to help to clear those emotions and to be able to have that joy factor be there, because that is an important part, and that's what I want to have for my life, a healthy lifestyle. So I'm looking forward to being in that long-term relationship with you so that we can work together to master it.
Okay. And so you mentioned that you're certainly willing to do it on a long-term basis. And so when we take a look at the financial aspect of that, that has to be part of the commitment as well. And most people who are nutritionally supplementing, and I will be showing you how there are 6 supplement groups that we work from so that we can sort through the 10,000 products out there to find the 6 good ones for you. Good supplementation has a cost, and that cost can range between $100 to $200 per month per person. And is that something that you will make a financial priority? Because if we break the chain is only as strong as its weakest link, right? And so in order to build the cells up, it needs that continued supply of nutrition.
It would be good to know which supplements are right for me. There are, like you said, so many to choose from. So I feel what you have to share with me is very valuable, and I really want it.
Okay, all right. And so finally, my rate for going through a nutrition testing session with you is $100. And you're going to find that I work really hard for it, and it'll be money well spent. But we will be meeting. First, we'll have the first session, and then we'll have another session in 60 days. And then for most people, we're able to go anywhere between 3 to 6 months in between retesting. And is that a financial commitment that you can make as well to do that ongoing testing, so that we can stay on top of your changing nutrition needs? Because the only thing that is constant in life is what? Change, right? Okay. Good. Good. Well, I'm looking forward to working with you, and
Thank you, James.
so what we're going to do now is we're going to teach you how to use the test equipment. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So now let's say that. And Jeannie, so I'm going to ask you to role play, okay? So now let's say that what we get is a person who has a lukewarm temperature, and in this case, actually, I'm not going to have Jeannie role play it, okay? Because you kind of get a sense of when a person is not there, and she's excited. She can't help it. This is the real truth for her. And so, in the event that you get a lukewarm temperature, I want you to take a look at how I handle it with the client. And so I'm gonna have you assume that you had a lukewarm temperature. You were somewhat reluctant. Yes, you had a little bit of that going on. And so we're gonna take it from that point. And so what I wanted to do in today's session, Jeannie, was to introduce you to muscle testing and to give you a good sense of where it came from and how it is that people have different nutritional needs. And if I'm working with a person on negative emotion release, rather than saying changing nutrition needs, how we have traumas that have kind of trapped inside of us and how we can release those through muscle testing, and how that is an ongoing process that may be several sessions. And I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to spend this time with you. And so what I'd like to do right now is, I gave you those two handouts, right?
Yes.
And so this is going to be a good opportunity for you to perhaps go back and do a little more research on it and think about, is this something you really want in your life? Because what my position is I like to work with long-term clients, and I wouldn't want you to feel like you have to make a decision on the spur of the moment. Now remember, she's already been doing this, so it's just another way for me to speak with you in a tactful way, that I wouldn't want you to feel like you have to make a decision on the spur of the moment. So what I'd like for you to do is to take this information, maybe think about it a little bit, call me with questions, and then maybe we can touch base in a week or so. Is that something that makes sense to you?
Thank you. Yes, I
Okay.
appreciate that.
All right. And as you go through this next week, if you have any questions that pop up, grab a slip of paper and write them down, because you know how it is that, we have questions, and then when the time comes to ask them, they're really kind of tough to remember, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you again for coming on in and allowing me to share, which I'm sure you can see is a passion for me, and I hope to be able to help you in the future, and I look forward to talking with you. So why don't we go ahead, and if it makes sense to you, would you rather we schedule an appointment for a week from now, or would you prefer just to give me a call when you're ready?
I'll give you a call.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. So this way we're not wasting time with people, teaching them how to use the test equipment and how to do muscle testing if they're not a good candidate for us. And so let's now move into the third step, which is having the client learn how to use the bar, how to get the feel for testing. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the renewable flip chart for doing that, and working off of document D using the bar. And so what I would like to talk a little bit about relative to this is that I want you to use this document verbatim when you're working with people. So in one hand you will have yourself guiding the client, and in the other hand you're going to have document D, and you're going to be reading it from it verbatim. Now don't feel like, oh, I should be able to do all this stuff without referring to a document, because in fact clients actually prefer that you are referring to an authoritative material. I'm going to get that word. And so what we're going to do when we start testing with a person is we're going to start with a white bar, because it keeps it easy as they're learning how to do the poll. And you know what? I just remembered I didn't have my white bar. Can you go grab my white bar? It's right over there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through document D step by step. And so let's take a look at how that works, okay?